All right, everyone, welcome back. So, we're back yet again talking about Kings versus Oilers. We were here around this time last year talking about Kings versus Oilers, and here we are yet again. So, the LA Kings and the Edmonton Oilers, a very interesting series last year. Obviously, it went to 7 games, with the Oilers eventually edging that series out. It could very well go 7 games again. However, with the way the Oilers are playing, I'm not entirely too sure that could happen. Anyways, the Oilers this season are 50, 23, and 9 with 109 points. They have scored 325 goals and have led in 260. They are 23, 12, and 6 at home, and they are 27, 11, and 3 on the road. So, I would like to mention that since I'd say the month of March, the Oilers were 16, 1, and 2. Yeah, 16, 1, and 2, which is something you got to keep in mind if you're the LA Kings. The Oilers are also riding a 9 game winning streak, which is unreal. And they have been playing at such an insane pace. Connor McDavid just absolutely flying. We'll get into him in a second. And just overall, this team seems to just really click right now. And that is the worst possible news the LA Kings could get ahead of the playoffs. The Kings, on the contrary, have a 47, 25, and 10 record for 104 points. They have scored 280 goals and have led in 257. They are 26, 11, and 4 at home, and they are 21, 14, and 6 on the road. So, the Kings as well, too, have played very good at points this season. Kevin Fiala, some really solid players in LA. They made the right deadline moves. I still don't know about Corpusalo, but we'll get into that in a little bit. There is still some questions facing LA, but I do really like how they handled this season and handled this deadline, and they've played really well, and they definitely have, deserved this third seed. But obviously, both teams are in the same spots as they were last year. It just seems like Edmonton seems a lot better. The Oilers, Connor McDavid. There's no question he's had himself an absolutely insane year. He's been unreal. There's really no question to it. He's been he's been amazing. 82 games played, 64 goals, 89 assists for 153 points. Feels like we keep on bringing up those numbers. 60 goals we haven't seen in a. Actually, we have seen it. We saw Austin Matthews do it, but 60 goals is very impressive, even though it's become more common during this era. 150 points. Not many players have done that. There's only been, I believe, 5 players in the NHL's entire history that have actually reached 150 points, which is absolutely insane to think. And, the fact that the Oilers just keep on, playing well, it's a lot of it is McDavid. And I will be entirely honest. McDavid just is that guy, and he just scores at such an alarming and insane rate, and he's just so much fun to watch out there on the ice. It's insane. On the contrary, for the Kings, you have Anze Kopitar. Kopitar this season, 82 games played, 28 goals, 46 assists for 74 points. I've really liked Kopitar's game this season, still playing that really solid two-way edge type of game. And, of course, as well as that, too, he's still got it all these years later. And he has that experience, too, which is the biggest thing. Winning 2 Stanley Cups with LA definitely plays a role. And I've just liked how Kopitar's led this team this season, and he's played really solid. As it goes for your secondary goal scorer, the Oilers got Leon Draisaitl, 80 games played, 52 goals, 76 assists for 128 points. Draisaitl still having a really good season, but McDavid, 153 points, of course. He's going to play much better in that remark. But Draisaitl still having a really solid season for Edmonton. Really good. 52 goals. That's crazy. And I think I talked about this in the clinch video for the Oilers. But when you look at those two players, McDavid and Draisaitl, they tally up for almost 120 goals, and the Oilers have 325. So that's about a third of the goals being scored by just those two players alone, which is crazy. Then you got Kevin Fiala for the LA Kings on the other end. Fiala obviously came to the Kings in last year's offseason. Fiala this season, 69 games played, 23 goals, 49 assists for 72 points. Of course, he hasn't had the season that he had last year with the Wild, but he's still having a really good year with the LA Kings, and I definitely expect him to play pretty solid in the playoffs because he was kind of lacking that last year with the Wild. But of course, we shall see if that will transfer over. As it goes for the third leading scorer, you got Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Nuge just had a really good year. I mean, there's no question to it. You see these things of power play merchant and this and that, but I still think Nuge just had a really good year, and he's been good on the defensive end too. 82 games played, 37 goals, 67 assists for 104 points. That's 3 players there with 100 points for the Oilers, and that's the first time we've seen that since the Penguins in 1990. I believe. So that's a crazy stat there for the Oilers. And Nugent Hopkins has played really good this season, and he gets overshadowed by the power play points, but he still is a really solid player. Next up, then for the third leading scorer for the Kings, you have Adrian Kempe. Kempe, 82 games played, 41 goals, 26 assists for 67 points. So Kempe there leading the LA Kings in goals. Just seems like that guy is a really consistent, really solid goal scorer and just keeps on playing at an elite level the way he has to. And he is going to be very fun to watch in these playoffs. And he's something that Edmonton should be pretty afraid of. As it goes for goaltending, for the Oilers, you got rookie Stuart Skinner with 50 games played, a 29, 14, and 5 record with a 2.75 goals against average and a .914 save percentage. Skinner, of course, a rookie, will get Calder consideration, but I'm pretty confident they're going to go with Skinner heading into this series because Campbell, he's been pretty underwhelming for the Oilers. That 5x5 deal is going to be brutal. We'll see if he can play better in the next couple of years. But yeah, he has not looked good this year. And Skinner has stepped in and played well when he's had to. As it goes for the Kings, it's a little bit more questionable. You have Joonas Korpisalo with 11 games played, a 7-3-1 record, a 2.13 goals against average, and a .921 save percentage. Korpisalo's been a little bit questionable with the Blue Jackets, but they were the Blue Jackets, and his stat line with the Kings has been pretty solid, so we'll see if he can bring that into the playoffs. And of course, he had a really solid playoffs against the Lightning in 2020, which helped him. He had the most saves in, I think, an entire playoff game in NHL history. So, yeah, he's a solid goalie, but I still have my doubts when it comes to Korpisalo. As it goes for the matchups between these teams, they played 4, and it's been a split series between the two. The first two, LA's won. November 16th, the Kings won 4-1, and January 9th, the Kings won 6-3. But then the next two went to the Oilers. March 30th, the Oilers won 2-0, and then April 4th, the Oilers won 3-1. So of course, two really split season series there. So these teams have played it even in the regular season, but in the playoffs, it's obviously gone differently many years before. So, for my prediction, I think this series could be very close again. I do like the odds of it going to 7 games. However, with the way the Oilers are playing and them being red hot, I'm going to say Oilers in 6. Even though I could very well see it going to 7, I could even see it going to 5. But I have the Oilers winning this one in 6 games. So anyways, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Thank you all very much for watching. For all your supporters, I really do appreciate it. We got 2 more series previews to come up. We got the Avalanche and Kraken and Stars and Wild. And then we'll do my playoff predictions. And then it is live streaming time. So anyways, thank you all for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios.